Okay, we're just going to go ahead and jump right into the code. Basically, we're going to start off with the map system, the very first one, tutorial or locations map.php. This is what mostly everybody is interested in, is the map system. So I'm going to get started with it in case the rest of the videos you already understand, but I recommend watching them all. But just kind of give you an idea how the map system works real quick. I tell you what, first let's jump on doing the database. If you don't know how to import a database, watch my other videos, but I'm going to go ahead and go through it real quick. Name your database, whatever you want to name it. Create a new database, name it. Then go into the database, go to import, pull up the Forsaken Sanctum.sql that's going to be in the file with the browse, and then just hit go and it'll import everything and you're done. Then you should have everything that I'm seeing here right now. Going into the map system, you'll see that basically this top corner up here, which is 1 1, and you'll see that you can't actually go any further than 1 1. This would be 1 2. This would be 2 2. It goes all the way, and it's a very huge system. It'll actually go all the way 68 pages worth. It'll go to 45 45, which is the very bottom corner of the map, all the way down here. So it's a lot of space to travel through. And you'll see in this game I've actually got a whole new place called the Ruins that you can go into, and it creates a whole new map system with another, I think it's only got 20 by 20, so you can create multiple of these maps and really create a huge world. I mean, gigantic. And especially if you actually go through and get the code cleaner and get the database quicker, it could really turn into something very large very quick. I'll be the first one to admit my code is not, this code in this game is not the absolute cleanest it could be, so you can make it a lot faster, especially by indexing a lot of this database. So you see in the actual, let's go back to 1 1 where we're standing right now. You'll see that this is percentage of chance of actually seeing it. So you could actually change each tile. So say you have a tile that has some kind of ruins on it or something like that, or a cave, you can make it the percentage of encountering a creature higher than anything else, so you can change that to 70. Right now there's only 40% chance. Merchants 10%, treasures 5. The mining, the fishing, the harvesting, and the lumber, and the hunting are all the lower the better. And what it does is as people mine or hunt or whatever, this number raises, making it harder the next time. And if you'll notice, the mining is higher, the fishing and the harvesting. If I could get these right. So you'll see that the mining is actually not as good as the rest of them, and as people do it, those numbers get higher. Now, a cron will run that'll actually lower those over a certain amount of time as things grow back. So let's go back here. You have your tile, the name of the tile. So you just basically make a tile and name it, and then call it here. You have the creature name if there's a creature there, and see how some of them doesn't have creatures. And then the hit points of the creature, and then if there's a house or a building located or whatever it might be. So going to the code, you'll notice that a lot, if you've watched my other videos, a lot of this is the same. We have our connect, we have our check to see if it's set the player session. If not, then we need to say, hey, you need to log in. All that's pretty simple. The one thing I'm going to go ahead and apologize here is this is old code. It's running on a host currently right now that doesn't require these single quotes there, but almost all the other hosts that I've ran across do, and I have a lot of people ask me what's going on, why isn't this working. It's because these have to be input right there. Not on all hosts, so if you have now, all my new code and all my new games have these included, but this one does not, so you're gonna have to go through and probably just copy, find, and then replace, or go through one by one, because you got to be careful where you place it, because in some places it does, if it's inside of quotes like here, you don't want that there. That'll cause you a big problem putting them in between there. Only when it's outside of quotes on its own is it going to require it. It all depends on your host. Try it without that. Try it without. Your local host shouldn't matter. Your local host should accept the code the way it is. But depending on who you're with, right now I'm with GoDaddy on this, and I don't recommend them. I'm leaving them, but they don't require those right now. And I don't know, to be honest with you, it may not be the host, it may be something else, but the way I have my PHP settings, but it's working for me, so I don't add those in, but I have started adding them in for future reference for everybody to make it easier. But basically, to continue, the way the travel system works is when you move, if you notice, as I move, it actually uses a get method that will put it in here of the get. And basically it just passes wherever you're moving. This is an actual link. If you look down here, it creates a link, and that's how it knows where to move. The only problem, and it's been a while since I've actually, whoops, my bad, I goofed that. The only problem with this system is fast travel. You can actually fast travel. There is a way to fix it. You just need to go in and implement it. I'll talk about that later on, and how to actually implement a stop to the fast travel. You just need to do a check to see if the current player's location is higher, is one higher than whatever they're trying to enter, and I just never put it in here. But and you can make it the GMs can bypass that, so they can do a fast travel, and that's what I was going to do. I just never implemented it. So to go back to the code, you'll notice that it goes ahead and this was you'll notice a lot of old code in here that doesn't pertain to anything. It's because I was implementing new features and I just never got around to them, but they're not actually hurting anything. But anyway, it pulls the get row right here, pulls the column. If you, let's say that you just go to your backpack and you go back, well, nothing gets passed because you haven't moved, right? So you need to tell the code, well, if nothing gets passed, then it's just where the player's current location is. That way that they stay where they're at. So with that, you just make a query. All we're doing is making a query of select from map or row and column. We're checking for the creature, the treasure, the merchant, everything that's there. We're doing some basic HTML, and you may want to add this into your CSS. You may want to fix this with CSS, but the logo, the buttons, everything that's up top up here, that's what that's covering. Real easy stuff. I have a div created that's for resting. If you're actually, and if you go into your players real quick, notice I have some basic players. You notice they have something called resting. That basically what that means is if you go into an inn and you rest, you're safe. Nobody can attack you. So, and when they go to attack, it'll say if resting equals 1, then you're safe. It says you can't attack them, and that's all this is. So if you log in, when you first log in, it's going to check it. If player info local, it's local, equals 1, then you're in the, well, actually the ruins. I'm sorry, I'm in the wrong place right here. But here's where it says if your hit points are less than 1. So if you're in a battle and your hit points are less than 1, it's going to say you're currently incapacitated. You have to wait till your hit points are blah blah blah. This was during beta, like I said before, so you can go back to your you can go to your backpack for your actual healing. I was going to change that to later on. You couldn't. And here's where you can actually get a choice to log out. If here's the resting equals 1. You're currently resting in an inn or house. In this state, you're safe from player attacks, blah blah blah. You can actually leave the inn and continue playing, or log out from there.